What might you not know about the external oblique muscles? The external oblique muscles are classified by Kendall in Muscles Testing and Function as a lower abdominal muscle functionally. What does that mean? It means they serve to posteriorly tilt the pelvis. What's posterior tilting the pelvis look like? What's anterior pelvis tilt look like? These are important things. Let's review them. Here it is. So, ASIS, PSIS. Because of the hips being in an anterior pelvic tilt, ASIS being below the PSIS naturally, 6 to 10 degrees for people, creates a lordosis in the back. When you increase this lordosis and you drop the ASIS from short rectus femoris, short TFL, and a short iliopsoas muscle, this increases lordosis, increases anterior pelvic tilt. What does that do to your abs? Lengthens them, okay? The abs pull up and posteriorly tilt the pelvis, bringing it into a neutral alignment. The external oblique does this too. If there's not a balance between the body pulling up on the pelvis from the anterior superior iliac spine and pulling down, generally the legs win over, okay? There's some really strong muscles and people are sitting down in their chairs all day, putting the hip into flexion, shutting their abdominal wall down, okay? Plus with all the inflammation in their gut, they can't even activate it. And so we get left with this anterior pelvic tilt and this lower cross syndrome, which was first described by Vladimir Janda in the 1970s. So what do we do about this? Stretch the short muscles and strengthen the weak muscles. Most people don't know how to strengthen their lower abdominal muscle fibers functionally, neurologically, okay? Everyone will say, yeah, there's no such thing as lower abdominals. There is neurologically. There might not be muscularly, but there is neurologically. And if these muscles are not being appropriately stimulated neurally to contract, we are not controlling pelvic tilt. What does this manifest as? When the back is in lumbar extension, we get spondylolisthesis, spondylosis, foraminal stenosis. When we're in flexion due to the anterior tilt of the pelvis, we get all kinds of hip problems because we can't control femur on pelvis on femur, and we get knee pain, and we'll get ankle pain, foot pain, because we're all moving up and down the kinetic chain. Okay, these forces, when you're hitting the ground and walking, are transmitting up and down, and you're gonna get hurt at the weakest link. It's a really simple concept to put your mind around: short, inhibited, all these things. But it really works in practice. You stretch the short muscles and you strengthen the weak muscles with proper exercise. I'm not talking about going to do crunches because your abdominal wall doesn't work right. That's not what I mean, and that's not what this clip is designed to teach you. But it's to inform you about a lower cross syndrome and that your external oblique muscles posteriorly tilt the pelvis. Have a great night.